An elementary school student with special needs is having a difficult time self-managing his own behavior and has frequent outbursts. Throughout the day, his mood escalates from calm to inconsolable in what seems like just a few minutes. So I created this feelings thermometer, and what it does is it's a visual support to help kids escalate how they're feeling. And so we do that a lot where I said, okay, you got up here to angry. But what could you have done maybe at frustrated? Could you have raised your hand and said, hey, Mrs. King, and then we can get back down to calm and happy. I have a student that everyone who knows him can attest to, speaks in a naturally booming voice. When he walks in, he's like, hey, Mrs. King. When he's in math class, he's, hey, the answer is 8, and for him, me telling him to be quiet, me telling him to calm down was so abstract. He didn't know what I was talking about. So what I did was I tried to make this very abstract concept more concrete. So I thought of, like a stoplight, and what I did was I recorded my own voice talking and modeling how he should act. So I'm sorry to do this to you, but it's me.
My green voice is my quiet voice.
And then
my yellow voice is my talking voice.
And I'm not going to paint you through red because I do tell you I yelled into the microphone and I said, my red voice is too loud. Well, I could not believe how much he bit onto this right away. And throughout the day, I would use it in certain scenarios. So I would say, you're going outside to recess, you're allowed to use a red voice, have fun, So I wanted him to know he can use all of the voices at different times throughout his life, throughout his day. But there are certain times when only certain voices are appropriate. So throughout the day, he'll be talking, I'll say, can you tell me again in a green voice? And he'll change, and he does it really nicely. And it really has been great.
All right, so the next scenario is an upper elementary school student is having difficulty demonstrating appropriate school behaviors. Sounds familiar, I'm sure. The intervention is a video clip showing both his appropriate and inappropriate behavior so that he is visually able to see what he is expected to do in the classroom. One technique used in special ed a lot is video modeling. And without the active board, it's really hard to do and tedious. We have to take out the video camera, set it up, put the VHS tape in, get the TV out after we record, show it. With the active board, it has become at the tip of my finger. So this scenario, I have a student who gets the sillies often, and once he gets into the sillies, he can't get out of the sillies. But he didn't understand when I would say, you need to calm down, don't be silly. He didn't understand what he was doing that was silly. I needed to show him this. So I took a video clip of him when he was making his good choices. Showing him that he's attending, he's on task, he's performing the behavior that I wanted to be performing at that time. You can stop it. Then I also wanted him to show him the choice that I was trying to extinguish so that it could make it a little more concrete for him. And that's not his most extreme silliness. It can go definitely beyond that. But by showing him this flip chart, when I say, you're being too silly, and then I showed him the silly and the laughing, he understood that's what I meant. So the next scenario, an elementary school student with special needs is asked to complete several activities during his gross motor time. The intervention is a flip chart modeling the appropriate activities that the child is asked to complete. So let's say, for example, in this situation, we have a student that goes to the sensory room. It's sort of a gross motor time for him. And he was using the equipment inappropriately. So the story goes something like this. First, I will do 20 jumps on the trampoline like this. Showing him that his feet have no shoes on and that his hands are nice on the bar and not jumping around crazy. Then I will sit on the swing like this. Showing him that his hands and feet, again, are nicely sitting on the swing and we're not standing on it. And the last page, finally, I will do barrel rolls like this. All right, another scenario, a group of students with special needs are learning how to greet their peers during a social skills lesson. So what I found with one of my students was he only knew that hello was the only greeting in his world. He didn't understand that, hey, how's it going, is also a greeting in the morning, or that a see you later means goodbye. So what I created was a flip chart where he could come and pull out and sort. When I hear hey, someone's trying to say hello to me. When I hear later, someone is trying to say goodbye to me. So finally, the impact that we've seen at Millersville has been phenomenal, just having these boards. This is our first year having the boards. We got them at the beginning of the school year. And instantly, and just like the other teachers were saying, I don't know if I could teach without it. I don't know if I want to switch to a school that doesn't have one. To be honest, it's an amazing tool. Through the board, we've seen increased motivation, active participation. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth, not just with kids with autism, but all kids, all learners. Increased time on task, and we've sort of hit on it with a few other flip charts, but you make a creative, fun flip chart that's visually appealing, auditorily appealing, kinesthetic, where they can get up and move around, and all of a sudden they are attending to your task for a lot longer than they were before. Increased compliance is obviously a big one in the special ed world with all of the behaviors. With all of our behavior flip charts, I think the biggest issue for a lot of times with special needs kids is their language receptive skills are so poor. They have a lot of deficits understanding what exactly it is that you want them to do. So by using the board, showing them, giving them pictures of themselves, making it interactive, it really makes it concrete for them. I know we've said concrete, but that's a big thing in special ed, is turning the abstract, things that you might think are, super easy and that all children should know, are very difficult for them. So it's turning that abstract concept into something concrete. And then increase social interactions, not just teaching them social skills, for example, the hello and goodbye, but also I've noticed in my classroom, when we're using the board, give the pen to so-and-so, say good morning, just using the board makes them want to interact with each other. They're watching each other. It's very, it's interesting when, kids are looking all around, they're not paying attention, but they actually are watching each other use the board.
That is it for us. We put our email addresses in case you ever have any questions, and our school address at the bottom. Please feel free to contact us if you ever had any questions.